At this point, I've lost count on how many YouTube scripts I've written for myself, my clients, and potential prospects. I was literally spending hours and hours of my day researching and writing scripts for videos that barely got any views. Now, if you click to watch this video, I know a lot of you might be dealing with the same thing, but the good news is, with the recent developments to AI, the same scripts that used to take me hours to write can now be fully completed in just under 30 minutes. And the thing is, they're levels ahead of the scripts that were taking me all day to write previously. I've spent thousands of dollars on content courses so you don't have to, and I even managed to sign a few clients for my own channel with content I created with the help of AI. So please pay attention, because in this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how I create scripts in under 30 minutes that are so good people can't help but stay and watch after they've clicked on. All right, before we dive in, let's talk about the current trend of AI script writing. So the reason people generally use AI to help them write scripts is to save a bunch of time, create less work for themselves, double their content output, and to create more quality work than when they were just doing it themselves. But the mainstream approach to using AI is this copy, paste, prompt method, which is what you usually see from the bots on Twitter, where they'll just take a tweet, copy and paste it into ChatGPT and be like, hey, give me a response to this. It's very generic, it's very robotic, and it's very easily recognizable. And it actually kills your authority if you're caught lazily using AI. People will call you out. They really hate seeing it because it's just not authentic. And they can also tell when you're reading word for word some script that was written by AI, you just lack the authenticity in your content. And there's ways around this to where you can use AI properly and train it to have the same tone as you, the same emotion, to where it doesn't look like it's being written by a legitimate bot. So with that being said, right now, AI is only good when you feed it an immense amount of detailed research and data, as well as very clear instructions on what to do with that information. So let's talk very quickly on what not to do. So what not to do is go into ChatGPT and simply prompt it to create me a YouTube script for my ecom business, not proofreading or not making any iterations to the script, even when you give it enough information and good instructions. This is going to take over about 70 to 80% of the script writing duties, but you still need to be responsible for reading it, fixing mistakes. It's not perfect. There are going to be some mistakes, or it's going to say some shit like out of left field that's just simply not true. And you need to make sure you read over the script so you can change all of that and make corrections. And then lastly, provide very little detail around your idea. Okay, so let's jump into phase one. And this is the research phase. So for me specifically, I write scripts for coaches, consultants, founders, agency owners, across many different niches. Of course, I'm not an expert in majority of the topics that I write scripts about, so this part is extremely essential. Now, we'll talk step by step what you need to research before you start the scripting process. And this can be applied to your own business as well, or anyone else's. So for one, you need to ask, who is the target ICP? So who's your ideal client prospect? So for example, agency owners, people making under 10K a month, etc. The primary market that you focus on. So for example, me, content creation for business owners. Social proof, so find any case studies, testimonials, and examples of work that you can find. Next, pain points. What are the pain points of your ICP? For example, not enough clients, not enough money, etc. What are common objections and frequently asked questions that you often see come up? What services do you provide to your ICP / what is your offer or solution? For example, done for you content creation like I do. And before you think you have to spend all this time researching this for yourself, like I previously was doing, think again. The prompt for ChatGPT. So I didn't say this at the beginning, but you're going to need ChatGPT, the $20 plan, and Claude, the $20 plan. You probably saw that from my thumbnail, but yes, you will need those two LLMs. So the prompt is, hey, ChatGPT, I need you to analyze this website. And this is where you'll enter in a website to a business where you want to write a script for them and answer these questions in as much detail as possible. Now, I'm going to show you an example of this. We're going to use instantly as an example. I actually forgot to mention this last portion right here as well. So even if you don't have enough information with these 6 questions, you can go to, if they're already creating content themselves, or they already have a YouTube channel with a bunch of videos where they explain their offer and solution, you can copy and paste the transcripts of those videos and paste it here to give ChatGPT even more detail and more information as possible, so they come back with the best possible information to use. All right, so let's jump into that example now. All right, so I'm on ChatGPT right here. I'm going to paste the prompt. It's going to be instantly AI. And then what I can do as well is go to Instantly's YouTube channel, and then I can select a video like this and then grab the transcript right here, toggle the timestamps. And then what you want to do is just copy and paste this entire video. Copy. All right, we'll go back to ChatGPT, and then I'll paste transcript right there, and let's see what it comes back with. Okay, awesome. So it came back with a bunch of detailed information. Instantly AI is a comprehensive platform designed to streamline and enhance cold email outreach. Goes into detail of its target ICP, the market it focuses on, social proof it has on its website, common objections and FAQs, pain points, services and solutions offered. So a ton of information. And then this is what we need for step one. So if I was doing this on my own, it would have taken me probably a couple hours. We just knocked this out in about 5-10 minutes. And if this is showing you something that you didn't know previously, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It'll help out my channel a lot. And I'm just going to keep giving you guys free sauce. So I want to make sure you guys don't miss any videos. All right, let's jump into the next part now. All right, so the next part of this, after we get all of that detailed information, you can do this in Claude or ChatGPT, but then you want to prompt it to give you 5 YouTube video ideas, and you can change this number to whatever you'd like based off the information you just gave me, and give me the ideas in the form of a 50 to 60 catchy, engaging YouTube title. So let's copy and paste this. Paste it in there and see what it gives us back. All right, dope. So it just came back with these 5 ideas, and these are some pretty solid ideas. So if I were writing a script for Instantly, I would pick one of these ideas. I'd probably go with idea number 2, why your cold emails aren't working and how to fix it. So this is important. We're going to need that idea. And now let's go into the next phase. Okay, phase 3, script writing. This is where we're going to introduce Claude. So we're done with ChatGPT. We did our research and our ideation over there. Now we're going to go into script writing with Claude. So this is the prompt for Claude. So it starts off with, I need you to write me a script tailored around this idea. This is where we're going to copy and paste the idea we just selected from ChatGPT. And before you write the script, ask me these questions and only reference the information given to you when creating the script. So this is where we'll then paste in the information we just got from ChatGPT, and then also specific goals for the video. So if you wanted to drive traffic to an offer, invite engagement, boost subscribers, you'd also let Claude know that as well. And then follow this prompt to construct the script. Divide the script into 3 parts: the hook, body, and outro. Follow the structure when writing the hook only. So we have relate to the viewer, establish credibility, set expectations, create intrigue. And then we have a structure when creating the body only. So for one, use open loops, use the why, what, how format, use bullet points instead of scripting word for word. And the reason I like using bullet points is because it allows me to add in my own knowledge, my own things that I would say. When AI scripts stuff word for word, it's not authentic, right? We want to be able to inject our own knowledge, especially if you're creating these scripts for someone else. You want them to be able to inject their own knowledge as well. And then I have right here, include a subtle call to action within the first 30% of the script. If you're watching this video, you know that I also included a subtle call to action within the first 30%, and that was to get you guys to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully it worked. But the reason I ask it to introduce call to action in the first 30% of the script is because not all of your viewers, actually more than likely majority of your viewers, are not going to make it to the end of your video. So you still want to be able to get them to take action before they click off. And then we ask it to follow this structure when creating the outro. So transition smoothly from the body to the call to action, include one final CTA, and keep it concise. So very detailed prompt in the way we want the script actually written. We got all the research for it. Now let's test it out, see what this script for Instantly would look like. We'll see if it's a banger. Okay, here we are in Claude, and we now need to paste in that prompt we just looked at. Okay, now that we pasted the prompt, we're gonna add in the video idea there that we decided from with ChatGPT. Put this right here. Okay, now I'm just going to send it, see what it gives back. All right, dope. So here it is. It's asking us for those questions that we just got the answers to from ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and literally copy and paste from 1 to 6. All right, so I'm going to paste that in here. And it pasted like this, so you can't make any edits to it, but I'll say for number 7, my goal is to drive traffic to an offer. All right, and let's see what it comes back with. Okay, so this is what it output for the script. So we have our hook here. The main reason you want to proofread these scripts, right, is because it can say something like this, like, but after testing hundreds of different approaches and helping over 10,000 agency owners and entrepreneurs, it might say this, which this is most definitely accurate for Instantly. It's a very big company, but it might just say some shit like this for you, and you actually haven't done anything yet. So it will make up information. That's why it's super important to proofread this and be like, hey, Claude, don't include any made up shit. It's very essential you proofread. So hook looks good. Body is in the bullet point format that we like. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to proofread all of this. And I actually love Claude because look, it's adding in all of the information we gave it. It's referencing real case studies that we gave it. So these scripts are really personable to Instantly. And I really didn't even do that much research or work at all. Now I see an error right here. It has this subtle call to action. I said include this in the first 30%. They put the call to action literally right before the end. So this is something where I'd prompt Claude like, hey, you need to move the call to action further up in the script, maybe put it directly after the hook. And this is what I mean by proofreading, making iterations, because it can still put out some dumb shit like this. This is why you can't 100% rely on AI. It's only about 70 to 80% of the work. You have to come in and fix up what's next. And that's why you still need to rely on people who know what they're doing. You can't just copy and paste this blindly, even with the most comprehensive prompts out there. But overall, it's very good. And another thing about the outro, we never want to reiterate what we already talked about. So for the transition from the outro, I would have, so there you have it, the 3 critical reasons your cold emails aren't working and the exact framework to fix them. And I'd stop right there. I wouldn't repeat all of this because we just said it. You know, we don't need to reiterate. They can just rewind back in the video if they want to see all of the ways to fix the problem. So I just delete that, and then final call to action is good. Keep it concise. So perfect. I'll leave it at that. And then what I'll do is I'll copy this, paste it in a Google Doc, make all of my edits, and then it should be ready to go after about 10 minutes of proofreading and making iterations. It made my process a million times faster, and honestly, I don't even know what I would do without these tools anymore. All right, so that is how you can use AI to help speed up your scripting process and create banger scripts that are engaging, give out value, and save a bunch of your time. Now, obviously, that's not all that goes into creating a successful video on YouTube. There's the packaging, the SEO, the editing. But to give you a head start, you can access the 5 free trainings I have in my description, which includes this entire doc right here. So you can copy and paste the prompt I use for your own videos. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna keep giving out more sauce on creating content that actually converts and generates more leads for your business. And if you want personalized help from me, you can book a call with me in the link in the description, but I will see you in the next video. Peace.